Guys, the Lakers continue to roll as a team, but last night it was a special performance by Anthony Davis himself. His line, 50 points, 20 of 29 from the field, 10 of 10 from the charity stripe, 7 boards, 6 assists, 4 steals. That was his 4th 50-point game. But as you said, you hit it right on the head. In a Lakers uniform, those fans, it's special.
Yeah, it's really special to see AD's career. I mean, he was great in New Orleans, didn't really have the supporting cast. He wants to win the championships. He comes to what many consider the city to play in, Los Angeles, with LeBron. And I think he's starting to peak. I know that sounds crazy, but Jerry West told me once, you start to peak at around 27, 26 through your 30, and he's there playing with other veteran players that know how to win. An exceptional talent. He's unstoppable. He really is. His size, his agility, his length, his ability to use both hands, shooting threes. I just don't see anybody stopping him the way they run their offense.
Yeah, and I think the best thing for him is that he gets the chance to play with a guy like LeBron James because he's the ultimate carrot that, got him here. And I don't think he ever played with a guy of that caliber and that talent ever. So now this guy is going to lead you there and teach you how to win and be a better version of yourself, and I think it's helping him.
The other great thing about him and for him is that it's so crazy to think he'd rather approach the defensive end of the floor. That's what he cares about most. But to your point, he's unstoppable because of how dynamic he is. 16 of his 20 made field goals, guys, came inside the paint. 0 threes taken in this 50-piece. Why has he been able to be so effective in the way he can score the basketball?
Recognition of the defense. He didn't have to shoot threes tonight. He had so many points in that paint. It looked like, a big bowl of peas in there in the lane. It really did. And he knows that he can hit that little jump shot over you, the little jump hook. And when you body up on him, he's going to spin. And when he spins, he's at the bucket. So he knows and recognizes the defense. When he has a big, he takes him out, puts him on the floor, and when he posts up, it's over. It's over for him.
Yeah, I like the fact that Brad said SpaghettiOs. That's what we saw in the paint. 70 points in the paint, extremely efficient. But what I like in the post game when he walked off, he said, I pretty much can get anywhere I want to get when I need to get there. And that's just showing a ton of confidence. But
he cares about the team first, which the Lakers are 21-3. But as you mentioned, an interesting stat, they're 14-1 in their last 15 games. Why does that stand out so much to you?
You know why? Because they won in so many different ways. They won close games, they won blowouts, they won games from behind. And, you win the games against subpar teams that you're supposed to win. You win closeout games. The road trip that they had, everybody was like, oh, wow, they won at Denver. Denver's a really good home team. But I was more impressed with them beating Portland. On the back end, after you playing with house money and you still police yourself and have the correct discipline to go out there and get a quality win on the road, that's showing a lot of signs of, winning culture here.
The league kind of shifted this summer from the big three to the dynamic duo. We know that. But last night, there was a big three member for the Lakers, and it was Alex Caruso. 16 points. I mean, you got to root for the guy because he plays the game the right way. He starts on the defensive end of the floor, but last night, he's been frustrated because his offense hasn't been there. He worked his tail off this summer, but it really came to fruition for him.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, everywhere you drive in the city of Los Angeles, you see some type of memorabilia, some mural everywhere. But I really appreciate his effort and his hard work. And you saw points where he was, got gashed and was bleeding and still diving on the floor and doing all the things that you necessarily need from a guy like that. So he's a guy that moves the needle, and I love his efficiency on the offensive end of the floor also.
Yeah, last night against Minnesota, he got the points. But he's always got the plus-minus points, no matter how many points he scores. I've seen him where he scored like 2 points one game and still had the highest plus-minus. And so those are the things that you just love about him, diving on the floor, the things you won't see on the stat sheet. It's a great story.
Yeah.
And he's going to have a following. Watch.
Crazy
the Caruso following. Yeah, you watch.
What'd you say about that contract that he's earned? What is that contract?
It's fat.
No, I said a little fat contract.
Little fat.
Yeah. Little fat contract.
LeBron, you're no stranger to 50-point games, but for AD to get there on 29 shots and just be doing so much of it in the paint, what did you see from that and the efficiency, and what do you try to do as a teammate in that sense?
No, just keep feeding him. I mean, it's fishing all night, getting the ball exactly where we wanted it, either in the mid-post, low post, perimeter. I mean, he can do it all. So it's our job to continue to get him the ball.
I know you've been putting in a lot of work on just the chemistry with him on the court, off the court, but how would you evaluate how that's gone now? The team obviously to where it is tonight with your two-man game with him.
I mean, for me and AD, we just it starts with us, and if we're on the same page, it makes it a lot easier for the rest of the ball club, and that's both on and off the floor. So we're just trying to lead by example, lead by our command, lead by our voices, lead by our play, and see where it takes us. And it's been pretty good for us so far.
I think there have only been 6 times in regular season that you fouled out. I'm sure you're cognizant of that to some extent, but how did that impact just the way this game went and still getting what you got?
Yeah, I'm not used to being in foul trouble, but it's great to have a team that can, continue to keep up the pressure, keep up the momentum. And they did a great job at the end of that second quarter when I picked up my 4th by going on a quick 8-0 run to finish that quarter out. So, it's a big time for us.
You guys have that 4-point line at the practice facility to help with spacing in the offense when you practice. By having that, did that kind of prompt you taking a shot like that in a game that you made tonight?
No, but it helps our offense for sure because we have that space line at our practice facility. But for me, once I step inside the half-court line, I shoot it with a lot of confidence and a lot of range and. I had a good rhythm just off the back tip from Okogie and just raised up and trusted my mechanics.
LeBron, AD's obviously scored 50 before and had big games before, but in some of those stretches where he increased the lead when you were dealing with some foul trouble, do you see growth from him in terms of being a leader on a winning team?
I mean, he's had to carry a franchise before, so I don't think it's anything that's foreign to him. I think, the best thing about what it is today is, he has an opportunity to, just be great every night. And, no matter if he's making shots or not, just his presence alone and us as his teammates just continue to make him comfortable. So, he's great. I mean, it's nothing more that you can say.
Do you get a sense that he's any more comfortable just in terms of where he gets his shots, where he's getting the ball, that sort of thing that he was at the beginning of the year?
I think we're all of us, are just more comfortable with our play. We know what we want to run. We know how we want to play. We know how we want to defend. We know how we want to be on offense. It makes it a lot easier when we've, in a good rhythm. It makes it a lot easier when we've had some time to have some chemistry. And, every game is going to continue to get better and better for not only AD, not only for myself, but for the rest of the group.
LeBron, you guys, and I know it's early, but you guys are on 70-something win pace. You get any sense if this team is historically good or maybe has a chance to become historically good?
I'm the last person you should ask a question like that. I live too much in the moment. All I care about is what we did tonight and how we can get better tomorrow. It's going to be a good road trip for us. And, starts in Orlando.
Hey, Frank, AD got the 50 on just 29 shots, and a lot of his makes came in the paint. Just what have you seen as his dominance, especially as it's grown over the last couple of weeks and peaked by tonight?
Yeah, first thing that sticks out to me is he had 4 steals, a block, and great defense for all 39 minutes he was out there. And, to be able to perform on that end of the floor and anchor us and then still go for 50 in what I feel like is an old school smash mouth way of getting 50, no threes, right? 20 for 29, and then living at the free throw line, post-ups, offensive rebounds, crashes, all those types of things. Just the old school performance, and one for the ages.
Frank, as good as a player as he is, he spent his whole career in one place before, and there's going to be some adjustment. Do you see anything that's happening just in terms of comfort and getting more settled playing with LeBron lately?
Yeah, I don't know if it's more so lately. To me, the two of them have hit the ground running right from the start of training camp. Both on and off the basketball court. Their chemistry has been seamless. I think to the surprise of all of us. We all thought there'd be a little bit more of a learning curve, and we're still going to hit bumps in the road throughout the 82-game season the rest of the way. But I don't know if it's more so than it's been all season.
Hey, Frank, in Portland, LeBron said that the offense has finally caught up to the defense on your team. Obviously, another really strong offensive night for you guys. What specific things have you seen working that has allowed you guys to have such efficiency on that end?
I just think we're recognizing each other's strengths. We're getting comfortable with each other and within the offense, and understanding what stretches lead us into lulls or whatever, and just the understanding of how to deliver the ball at the rim to our 3 lob threats. Where to find shooters. LeBron and Anthony just continue to play at a higher level each game, and hopefully it continues to grow. And the break too. The transition game over the last couple of weeks has really picked up.
Frank, you mentioned that this has happened faster than anyone would have thought. Like, why do you think that happened? Do you think it's just the way their games mesh? Do you think it's something just in the way they approach this, or the camaraderie they've built?
It's tough to say. I mean, honestly, I think their games fit. And when you're a general manager and you're putting together a team, it's not just about a collection of talent. It's putting together pieces that fit. And to the credit of Rob and our front office, we've done a good job of, again, putting lob threats and shooters around 2 elite scorers, and and then the 2 of them complementing each other because they're both guys that will make the right play, and they're willing passers. So on paper, the pieces fit. So far in this regular season, we're off to a good start, but it still is just a good start. We have a long way to go. We got to continue to win games and build and grow with each other, and hopefully we can keep it going.